Hello, everybody. Welcome to day 29 of COVID-19 self-quarantine. I'm Rebecca, the Alabama librarian. This is Fleet Admiral Chester doing what he doing his own thing. And I have a bit of a rant slash stream of consciousness slash genuine questioning thing happening in my brain right now. The best way I can introduce it is to explain that for some time I've been thinking about Jackie Kashian's most recent comedy album, which is gold, as is everything she touches. And she talks about the 2016 election in this comedy album and how bitterly disappointed and sad and angry she was about the results of that election. She talks about how she found comfort and solace in going to her Black and brown friends and asking them for advice on how she could react to the results, what she could do. And they had some good advice, but also one of them said to her, Jesus, is this the first time you've been disappointed? I've been thinking about that bit in her comedy album because of something you might have seen on social media. I'm going to call it the Senior Photo Challenge. It probably has a better name. But it's basically where, in order to show your support for the class of 2020, which is going to forego many of its usual senior commencement exercises because of the pandemic, in order to show our support for them, we post our old senior pictures, graduation photos, things from that time in our lives. And the first time I saw this, I was like, oh, that seems kind of a sweet gesture. And in any case, I love seeing old photos of my friends and seeing how they've changed. So cool, win-win. Then I saw a post on social media that was received very well with great support that basically said, how is this helping seniors? It's basically a slap in the face to those of us who don't get to experience graduation. This is not, please stop. And when I saw that, I admit I felt some indignation because I had been one to post some pictures from my senior year. Um, so there was some indignation and defensiveness going on there. But it also made me think, like, okay, let me try to empathize with a person who feels this way, or the people, the many people apparently who feel this way. I can see why it would be disappointing to miss your high school graduation ceremony. I can assume you've worked very hard to get there. Some have had other obstacles in their paths that the rest of us have not had, whether that's illness or a family situation. Maybe you're the first in your family to graduate from high school, and that's a really big milestone for that reason. Maybe documentation status. I mean, maybe quite simply, maybe graduation would have been your last chance to see your crush before summer begins and you go your separate ways. I don't know. I've been there, but I don't know. So I can understand the disappointment. I can understand the frustration. What I don't understand is two things. Number one, I don't understand the reaction that this is the worst thing ever to happen in my life. I also don't understand the anger about the senior photo challenge. And I'll go through each one of those in turn. First of all, going back to Jackie Kashian, Jesus, is this the first time you've been disappointed? Maybe I've been watching too many documentaries in which education is seen as this rare jewel and it's treated as a gift that the people in power can kind of dole out as they see fit. And it's used as a tool to control people instead of being treated like the right it is and the beautiful gift that it is. Maybe I've seen too many cases, modern day, in America, here, in my life and the lives of others around me, where people are denied opportunities because of their gender, because of their sexuality, both other reasons, all of the above. Um, yeah, so like I know we can only speak to our own experiences with authority. I'm not trying to negate the emotions that these high school seniors feel. but I'm kind of struggling to understand where they're coming from, if that makes any sense. So if you have any thoughts on that, ways I could increase my empathy, please leave your thoughts in the comments. The second thing is the anger towards the senior photo challenge. It kind of makes me want to say, okay, if this isn't helping you, I understand, I accept that. How can we help you? Like, pitch us some ideas here. How can we help you? How can we make this milestone in your life still a special time despite all of these factors outside of our control? So, yeah, I'm very much an action item person. I like to have my ducks in a row and know what to go out of the meeting with and what everyone's meant to do. I'm fun on group projects. Um, so that's kind of what's been going on in my mind recently. Jackie Cation and yeah, high school seniorhood. I don't know. I don't know, man. Let's wrap up with a poem. This is Morning by Billy Collins. I realized we heard from Billy Collins yesterday, but he's just great, so let's hear from him again. Morning. Why do we bother with the rest of the day? The swale of the afternoon, the sudden dip into evening, then night, with his notorious perfumes, his many-pointed stars. This is the best. Throwing off the light covers, feet on the cold floor, and buzzing around the house on espresso. Maybe a splash of water on the face, a palmful of vitamins, but mostly buzzing around the house on espresso. Dictionary and atlas open on the rug, the typewriter waiting for the key of the head, a cello on the radio. And, if necessary, the windows. Trees 50, 100 years old out there, heavy clouds on the way, and the lawn steaming like a horse in the early morning. That's Morning by Billy Collins. A link will be in the description, as usual. Friends, I am so unsure of so much, but I know for sure that you are awesome, and I have great faith that you are doing everything you can to stay safe and take care of your neighbors. All right, no pressure. Mwah. Love you. Bye.